public. I'd like to welcome you to our Thursday, February 21st, 2013 public business meeting. Gentlemen, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Commissioners, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the February 14th, 2013 public business meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under the report of the President today, I'd like to report that on Tuesday and Wednesday, March 19th and the 20th, 2013, Commissioner Mike McKay, County Administrator David Everly, and Director of Finance Jason Bennett traveled to New York City to do a credit presentation to our bond raters, both Moody's and Standard & Poor's. The presentation was to discuss the county's financial practices and conditions, as well as our current and expected economic conditions. The intent of these meetings was to solidify our current bond rating as we prepare to enter the bond market with our refinancing on March 11th, 2013. This is a standard practice to meet with the rating agencies prior to a bond sale, public bond sale. Currently, we are rated as A by Standard & Poor's and A1 by Moody's. The refinancing that we will undertake is currently estimated to save the county approximately $1 million.
That was February. You went up. It's not March yet.
Oh, it is February. Somebody's going to have to start proofing what gets written around here. Look, I can make myself look bad just on my own. No, just kidding. Okay. Commissioners, item number 1 is a proclamation. Since this is National Future Farmers of America Week, we have here Mr. Harry Smith, Principal, Center for Career and Technical Education, Mr. Wayne Payne, Assistant Principal, Mr. David Smarrick, I apologize, David, Assistant Supervisor, and for the Allegany County Public School System, and Jamie Snyder, Agricultural Science Teacher. So if we could have everyone come up, that would be wonderful, and we can present this.
Once again.
Yes. Okay. All right, we get the picture first? Or do we need to get closer?
Get a little closer.
Get a little closer. All right, everyone be friends. All right, well, let me read this thing, if I may, please. Allegany County Government Proclamation. Whereas FFA and agricultural education provide a strong foundation for the youth of America to develop into young professionals to meet the growing demands in the science, business, and technology of agriculture. And the FFA motto, learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve, provides direction of purpose to agricultural science students. Whereas now, therefore, we, the Allegany County Commissioners, in recognition of this important of agricultural education, proclaim the week of February 16th through the 23rd, 2013, as Future Farmers of America Week. And in Allegany County, and urge all citizens and stakeholders to increase their awareness of the opportunities available to pursue a career in agricultural science at the Allegany County Public School System Center for Career and Technical Education, signed by all 3 county commissioners. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Ashley, can I give this to you?
Certainly, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Would anyone like to say anything?
Ms. Schneider's gonna.
Okay, wonderful. That's fine, please.
Good evening. Here with me this evening is Miss Ashley Parker. Ashley is a junior at Fort Hill High School. She is currently the president of the Allegany County FFA chapter. She has competed at several FFA events locally as well as at the state level. This year, she is competing in the state contest for public speaking and job interview. At Fort Hill, Ashley participates in FFA, student council, soccer, basketball, track, among countless other activities. She is also the current Miss Allegany County Farm Bureau. Also here this evening, Miss Vanessa Reinhardt. Vanessa is a senior at the Center for Career and Technical Education. Her skill areas include agriculture science and business administrative services. She is currently serving as the chapter's junior advisor. Through FFA, she has competed on several levels and traveled to the National FFA Convention to represent our chapter. At the Career Center, she is active in FFA, Circle of Friends, and FBLA, among others. Next year, she will be attending the Allegany College of Maryland. Ladies.
I am pleased to accept this proclamation on behalf of all members, advisors, and volunteers of FFA in Allegany County. The Allegany County FFA chapter makes a positive difference in the lives of our members by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agriculture education. Today, FFA members are tomorrow's leaders of America's #1 industry, agriculture.
Today, there is over 560,000 FFA members in grades 7 through 12 who belong to one of 7,500 local FFA chapters throughout the United States, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands.
This year's theme is growth, and it celebrates more than 80 years of FFA traditions while eagerly anticipating the organization's future. FFA members are the innovators and leaders of tomorrow. Through agricultural education and hands-on learning, they are preparing for the more than 300 career opportunities in the food, fiber, and natural resources industry. National FFA Week is sponsored by Tractor Supply Company as a special project of the National FFA Foundation and annually encompasses February 22nd, George Washington's birthday. Allegany County FFA members will celebrate National FFA Week by participating in the following activities: hosting a teacher appreciation breakfast, educational announcements, chapter outreach activities, and FFA Spirit Days each day of the week.
Our chapter traveled to Indianapolis, Indiana in October, where we were engaged in a nationwide community service program. The program involved preparing over 1 million meals for hungry people in the United States. Our chapter, along with other chapters, was able to prepare 52,000 meals in 1 hour.
This project is another example of the Farmers Feeding America initiative. As agriculturalists, it is our job to provide our nation with a safe, plentiful, and reliable food source.
FFA in agricultural education provides a strong foundation for the youth of America and the future of food, fiber, and natural resource services.
Agricultural education and FFA ensure a steady supply of young professionals to meet the growing demands in the science, business, and technology of agriculture. The FFA motto, learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live and living to serve. Gives direction of purpose to these students who take an active role in succeeding in agricultural education. Thank you and have a good evening.
Let's give Ashley and thank you very much for sharing. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, yes, sir. I look forward to this.
Well,
Hey, that's fine.
they're part of our group, darn important.
You're right.
You sure? You sure?
I was gonna say, Bill, we got these numbered correctly. Yes.
How many meals an hour?
Wow. I think if they prepare that many meals an hour, they can keep up with a commissioner.
One commissioner anyway.
All right. Commissioners, item number 2 is our 2012 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. Understand that Mr. Hoover, a CPA from the firm of Turnbull, Hoover, and Kale, is here to present. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Yes, I'm here to present the 2012 Annual Financial Report, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. We issued a clean opinion, unqualified opinion, which means that the financial statements within the report are presented fairly in all material respects in conformity with generally accepted accounting principles. I'll note that on pages C11 and C12, the general fund had total revenues of $82.4 million for the year ended 2012. Total expenditures $76.1 million, with a positive net change of about $700,000. Shortly, the CAFR will be presented on the website, the Allegheny County's website, probably within the next 48 hours. I will note this, that within this financial report is last year's Certificate of Achievement that's issued by the Government Finance Officers Association. The report that Mr. Valentine has in his hand is about an inch thick. It goes way above and beyond the call of duty of the finance office. They're not required by the state of Maryland to prepare a report that extensive, but they do. And not too many organizations within the state of Maryland. We theorize maybe half of the governments throughout the state, which, you know, that's in counting all the towns, municipalities, and counties throughout the state of Maryland. Not everyone does that. I know of 2 west of Washington County. So the finance officer sends, the finance office sends their report to the Government Finance Officers Association each year to see if it gains the approval of that organization, which means that it would meet the highest standards for financial reporting within their industry. 2011, the finance office received, I keep saying we because I feel like it's, I almost give birth to this thing too myself. 20 years this report has received this certificate. So that's really saying something about Allegheny County and specifically about the finance office and the finances of Allegheny County. And this year, Pam Smith works with Jason. She prepared that report the very first time. Jay George previously prepared it. I think I've done this audit for about 16 years, and so maybe 17 years, and Jay prepared it for 16 years. And this year was Pam's first go-round. So my hat's off to Pam in the department. She stepped up to the plate and did a very fine job. She dealt with us on a daily basis. Not that Jason didn't, but in order to prepare that and to deal with the auditors, we have to have a go-to person, and she's been designated that person as Jay looks forward to retiring, I believe, someday soon. So I just want to thank her, thank Jason, and also Jay George, but really note Pam because she really stepped up to the plate this year.
Wonderful.
That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions?
I just think that goes to speak volumes of the quality of employees that we have in Allegheny County, sir.
Very much so, very much so. Jason, if you would carry the water back to your department, kudos. Thank you very much. And maybe we can get Moneybags type guy to spring for Chick-fil-A coupons for everybody or something like that.
Which, work on that. Please specify when you point that way, which one are you speaking about there?
Oh, Rudd don't buy. Are you crazy?
Oh,
He's got the first dollar ever made from a lawsuit.
couldn't, or wasn't, was money circulating there?
Second dollar, okay. No, I don't mean to be picking on it. Actually, Mr. Rudd bought my dinner last night. So I was the only one in the group of two, but that's, but anyhow, we
They
appreciate
ate
it.
at the vending machine down here.
No, we did not.
And next on the list would be,
You're correct, I apologize. All right, gentlemen, moving into our action agenda, item number 3, Commissioners, as you see, is the public hearing on Code Home Rule Bill 1-13, compensation for public officials. Mr. Rudd.
Yes. Last week you introduced this bill. This is the bill that basically enacts the actions of the Salary Study Commission. This is the salaries for Orphans Court, Liquor Board, Board of Education, Sheriff, Board of Elections, and the County Commissioners. This would be the salaries for the people taking office after the next election. And of course, there was a report given by Mr. Duvall several weeks ago. We've incorporated that in the bill that was prepared, other than taking all the pennies off the end. But other than that, it's here today. Of course, there's a hearing if anybody wishes to appear to speak about the bill. That would be what you'd be doing today. And of course, you can take action at the next legislative day, which would be, the first one would be next week.
Next week. So that'd be the 28th. Ms. Linda, would you have anything? Looks like no one signed up for comment. Anybody missed that opportunity? No? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and close this public hearing. And if you would, please, to put on our agenda next week on the 28th for the vote. All right, item number 4, Commissioners, is a public hearing for a road opening petition. I understand that Mr. Kazari is here.
Yes, I am. This is actually a rerun. We did this before in our office, neglected to put it in the newspaper. So you already got the petition. So now it's in the newspaper, and I guess, I'm sure there's flocks of people here that haven't closing a piece of clover out. But if you do, now's the time to say it. So I'd again just say that I'm here on this petition. You've already got the petition, and I think it's already been referred to.
staff.
It has,
so-
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, nothing?
Nobody.
All right.
All right, shoot.
Hearing closed. Good job, sir. All right, item number 4, Commissioners, is the Allegheny County Riparian?
Number 5.
What was it?
Riparian.
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 Riparian. Allegheny County Riparian Tree Buffer Planting Contract. That's how you pronounce it, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Mr. DeWitt.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening,
You can
sir.
start up by correcting me.
I'm here to talk about tree planting. How's that?
Go ahead, Johnny Appleseed.
The county recently received approximately $132,000 in grant funds from the state to plant trees and increase environmental literacy with our middle and high school students in the county. I spoke on this a few times in the past couple months. We're at the point now where we've advertised the project, received bids, and we're going to the award phase. We're going to be planting trees on between 20 and 25 acres of trees in the Bowman's Addition area, Locust Grove area, Georges Creek area up and down Route 36, and some areas in Old Town using contracted labor. And we're going to be coordinating with Fort Hill, Allegany, Mountain Ridge, and the Career Center to bring students out on field trips on school buses to have a demonstration of tree planting, let them do some tree planting themselves, and kind of close the circle in terms of what they learn in the classroom and bring it into the real world. So we're excited about that. We advertised the project beginning on January 13th, open bids 30 days later on February 12th. Our lowest responsive bidder was CNS Landscaping and Hydroseeding, LLC, out of Frostburg, with a bid amount of $102,999. $918.50. They were the only local bidder of the group, so it was nice to have a local bidder get the job in this case. We've begun site preparation and survey activities to get the sites ready for planning once the weather breaks, and here tonight to seek permission from you all to award the project to CNS, and also to have the president sign any and all necessary contract documents to move forward with that.
Commissioners like to entertain a motion to approve the award of contract AC-13-01-TP to C&S Landscaping.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yes, ma'am.
What areas in Old County is that?
There's a couple areas right by the school and between Route 51 and the road by the school, and then an area right in the corner of Bear Hill Road and Route 51 will be planted as well. It's about 3 or 4 acres in total.
On Route 51 where?
At the intersection of Bear Hill Road and Route 51, right at the corner.
Oh, okay, and the county and where they put down the old store.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Correct. All right. Mr. Eberly, what do we have on our consent agenda this evening?
Commissioner, one item, and it relates to board appointments, the Region 1 EMS Advisory Council.
Couldn't come up with more stuff, huh?
Tried.
Okay. Commissioners like to entertain a motion to accept our consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Everly, what's on your mind, sir?
Commissioners, last week we heard from Delegate Wendell Beitzel, who was seeking support from the Board of Commissioners relative to House Bill 255. It's the Allegheny County Correctional Officers Bill of Rights. I have prepared a copy of suggested correspondence for your review. I'd like to take a look at that. Commissioners, if you're okay, I would be willing to read this into the record.
Please, sir.
Dear Delegate Beitzel, after conferring with Allegheny County Sheriff Craig Robertson, please be advised that the Board of Commissioners of Allegheny County support the adoption of House Bill 255 entitled Allegheny County Correctional Officers Bill of Rights. This proposed legislation would amend state law and would add Allegheny County Correctional Officers to the state code, which currently identifies Cecil, Garrett, and St. Mary's counties. As enumerated in state code, this legislation would afford to the correctional officers certain protections with respect to complaints of brutality and establishes certain time frames for notification of charges. This legislation would address limitations on requested disclosures related to personal income, debts, expenditures, unless already required by state or federal law. As mentioned in the Departmental Legislative Services fiscal analysis, this bill does not limit the authority of the Allegheny County Sheriff to regulate the competent and effective operation of the correctional facility by reasonable means. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to enter our support on behalf of this legislation.
Gentlemen, are we in consensus?
I say we definitely sign the letter and get it down to him.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. Mr. Rudd, this would be a good time for you to think of something to say. Okay. In lieu of the time, Mr. Rudd, we're going to have to listen to you another time. Commissioners, what would you like to say?
Me
Commissioner
first.
Brody, please.
Okay. I'm going to just say that our schedule will be on the website as always, but I'm going to report back to a meeting I attended last night that you's actually come over and thank you and Commissioner Valentine for coming in support of, but most of the meeting was an executive session, so we can't really disclose what happened during the session, just what the outcome of the session was at the Potomac Highlands Airport Authority. Last evening, we had 2 board members resign, which they did so voluntarily as to help the airport move forward. They come to an impasse, and that was the logical thing to do, and they both did. But I would like to thank both board members for their service. With the resignation of one, it moved me from the vice chairman into the chairman. So I'll fulfill that duty to the end of the term. And Mineral County will be appointing 2 new members to the board. I've spoke with Mineral County Commissioner-elect Leiter today. Everything is going smooth, and there was some accusations made last night that we was actually addressed early this morning to see if we take safety very seriously at the airport. So we're going to see founded or unfounded or whatever, but with that, moving forward, we have another thing we decided at the last board meeting, and since Mr. Zapsky is here tonight, at our March 28th meeting, we would most certainly like to invite him and Matt Diaz and Mona Ritter from Mineral County to work on an economic strategy that fits into the plan of both counties, because that's what the airport really is. It's there to serve our business community and our personal community, but we want to see how we can make sure we fit into the future of both counties from here out. So other than that, and also I'm also the official spokesman of the PHAA, so if the media has any questions on anything or the citizens have any questions, please direct them to me. So.
Okay, thank you for that update. Commissioner Valentine.
Well, it was another interesting day in Annapolis yesterday. There's a bill being offered in Annapolis this year that I think every citizen needs to pay real close attention to. For the past couple years, anytime you got a new driver's license or you renewed your existing driver's license, you could fill a form that allowed you to donate your organs upon your death. There's a little bill that hasn't gotten much notoriety in Annapolis yet, but I think it should, because they want to change the law. You will have to sign a form if you don't want to donate your organs, which means that if you die without filling out this form, your organs belong to the state of Maryland. So I think that's something that all citizens have to be quite aware of. It was sad. There was 5 people testified to that bill yesterday, and they were all 5 people from the medical profession that were supporting this bill. And I'm quite sure that it was a lack of knowledge that kept people from being there to oppose that bill. And having said that, I would like to introduce a gentleman that we have sitting in our audience here this evening, Mr. Stan Strickland, who is with is the promoter for DelFest. I consider him a friend of mine, and also consider him a true friend of Allegany County for all that DelFest has done for the county. I know Stan wants to say a few words, so Stan, microphone is all yours.
Let's look around for who you were talking about.
I was going to stand up.
We've come a long way in our relationship with this county. As I look at Bill Rudd, we were laughing today. The first year that we came in, I think Del McCurry and I were in this meeting, and we were in oddity, and we were looked at with a lot of suspicion. People were very concerned about what our intentions were, what kind of people we bring into the community. And I think we've moved to something new. This has been a great couple of days. It's been a really good day to be in Allegany County. Yesterday, the reason we chose this particular time is yesterday we went on sale for our 6th annual DelFest. Record sales. So strong yesterday it crashed our website.
Wow.
So that's a good problem to have. We've actually had calls today, though, from people asking, is this going to change the personality of the festival? And it's not. We were having conversations with Commissioner Valentine, and I believe also Bill Rudd was in the room, the sheriff today, talking about the logistics of this and talking about how we want to keep the personality of this festival much like Telluride in Colorado. So our biggest concern for this year is what we're going to cap it at before we call it a sellout. So we expect record numbers. We expect new records for local businesses, and that would not have happened without the cooperation of so many people in this county. Del McCurry, personally, I spoke to him just a little while ago. Del, Roy Carter from High Sierra, the entire McCurry family wants to thank all of you For the commissioners, I also thank Barb Buell as your Director of Tourism. We have a big thank you for Kevin Kamoff, one of the hardest working guys we've ever met. He ought to be in the music business. The guy works around the clock. Never seen anybody like it. And also Paul Kale, a very special thank you from Roy Carter. But we appreciate the relationship. We appreciate the cooperation. And as I told Dave Norman on the air this morning, I said, we're not threatening to leave. We're threatening to stay. We're here. We're here for a long, long time. And we appreciate the support of the community. We're glad to see so many volunteers getting involved. We were glad to be able to give pretty big numbers back to local charities this year. Del McCurry and his family have gotten very involved, as I hope all of you have seen through the media. When Del McCurry loans his name to something, he takes that very serious. He's been to the food bank. He knows Diane by name and by sight. And these are things that are going to be important to us for a long time. So we're looking for, other opportunities to let the festival be a catalyst for year-round activities. We have now started sending the boys in. We send Rob McCurry's coming in. Help me out here, Barb. When's he coming in? Okay, Rob and Lisa McCurry are coming in the 14th to work on with give me the station again. Okay, to work to give away scholarships to the academy that we have a week before, where we teach. We've got world-class musicians teaching the mandolin, teaching guitar, teaching fiddle. We're going to give away local scholarships. They're coming in and going to start spending some time. We told Sheriff Robertson today that Rob would like to get to know him. We're trying to build better relationships. We had a very productive conversation with the sheriff today, the best we've had. I see Chief Bobby Dick in the back. He's been a friend to us from the beginning because he took the time to get to know the festival. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you and your wife spent time out there just as fans. And it seems like we have the same kind of commitment from Sheriff Robertson, that he wants to get involved. He said he plans to be there, both in the uniform and out. And that's what we want. We've had a desire for the county to trust us for quite a while. We bring a lot of people into the county. We bring a lot of money into the county. But I don't believe we've ever come to you with our hand out. We've asked for cooperation. We've never asked for a dollar. We've just asked to be able to work here in a really cooperative environment. And that's what we have now. And I cannot convey how appreciative the McCurry family and High Sierra and Delfest is to all of you, even you, Bill.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Stan. On my way back from New York yesterday, our bond counsel, we had told him about Delfest, and he said, really? And he actually went on the website, and he wanted to purchase tickets and all that kind of stuff, but he had a little bit of a problem. Now I understand why.
Right.
But I assured him that we were going to ask this question, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but it has become an annual practice that the three commissioners are the warm-up act for the fairgrounds.
Yes.
And we've done songs, just all kinds of different selections from You Are My Sunshine, Man of Constant Sorrow,
Man with 8 kids.
And so if you would just ask Del, if there is an opportunity, if somebody cancels out and he needs a warm-up act, the three amigos are willing to do that. I'm willing to learn banjo.
Just for the record, I do own a fiddle and have tried to play it, but I can't play it to save myself, so I'll fit right in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
We'll be happy to let you open.
There we go.
It may be out in Green Acres, the new lot. But we'll find a stage for you.
Would you care to share the names of some of the real bands that are going to play out there?
Yeah, it's not going to help much. This is a very unique community that Del McCurry lives in. If anybody watched the Grammys this year, the bands that took away all the awards were what's called folk, Americana, string bands, Mumford & Sons, the Lumineers, and that's a particular section that's really growing of sort of rootsy, organic Americana music. That's where Del's been for years. So when I mention these bands, you'll just have to trust me. They sell tens of thousands of tickets. Trey Anastasio is one example. He's the leader of Fish. Fish was the biggest rock touring band of the 90s, period, in all genres. Did an $8 million New Year's Eve show alone. And the reason that these bands will work for Dell. Now, they're being paid very well, but they're not being paid a fraction of what they would make in other cities. They do this because of Del McCurry. Dell has such respect of other musicians. So you've got them, you've got Trampled by Turtles, you've got Yonder Mountain String Band, ones that have, we were talking about today, most people don't know. A lot of Dave Norman's crowd, I'm sure, did not necessarily know it. Dave's admitted he didn't even know it, but these are the hot bands of the moment. So what happens is when you put together an accumulation of bands that all of these kids follow, Leftover Salmon, and then you mix it with the best bluegrass musicians that are out there. We've got 4 of the top 5 musicians in the world within the acoustic community to be on stage. When you mix that, it becomes a must-see event. That's what happened yesterday when the ticket sales went through the roof. Because instead of going to 5 or 6 festivals to see these individual bands, we bring them all under one roof. And they won't do that for anybody other than Del McCurry. And we've had multiple communities contact us wanting us to replicate that somewhere else. And then when we're not ready to move into that, they've each tried to do it. And you can't do it without Del McCurry. So, it's a big deal. And for him to make the commitment he's made here to the community where it's personal, where he comes in 3 and 4 times a year, where he knows people by name, where he's still, I think Bill Valentine's actually holding out on putting him in that hot rod truck because he thinks that'll keep Dell coming each year. Every year he keeps saying, this year, Dell, but no, the roads are too wet. We can't do it yet, but it'll be in the hot rod truck. It's got to be pretty.
Truck to go
okay. But, I mean, it's all posted on DellFest.com. You'll see the entire list. We released it yesterday, and you can probably get back on the site now, hopefully.
Well, Stan, you and Dell and the boys and just the whole operation has been a true friend of Allegheny County.
Thank you.
I'd like to publicly thank you very much and offer our commitment to you, and look forward to a long-lasting relationship. And I will take you up on warm-up act at some point.
Good.
That will be the end of the festival.
He'll be off mic.
We appreciate that. So.
Dave, can you get my demo tape, please?
I can. See, the advantage that me and Bill both have is we can actually unplug and not hear.
Well, Stan, last year, when we were ready to go on stage, we all went on stage. I went ahead and introduced us that we were going to sing this song. And just as I started, those two, they got a little nervous. And that's the only thing I can think of, was that they stepped back and put bags over their heads. And
embarrassed was more of the word than nervous.
No, embarrassment does not equal solo activity. So, I just, So, hey, I'm all about the team, guys.
Yeah, we was too.
Okay. All right. I'd like to remind everyone of our upcoming meetings. Our next public business meeting will be February 28th, 2013 at 5 o'clock in this room, room 100. I'd like to make an announcement that the State of Maryland Department of Natural Resources public meeting on outdoor recreation will be Tuesday, March 5th, 2013 at between 4 and 6 o'clock at the Allegheny College of Maryland in the Continuing Education Building, room number 8. Also, the Jennings Run Sanitary District Sewer Projects public meeting will be Tuesday, March 12th, 2013 at 7 o'clock. Here at the Allegheny County Office Building in room 100. And also that the Old Town Road Area Sewer Project public meeting will be Tuesday, March the 19th, 2013 at 7 o'clock here in room 100. As we always like to say, thank you very much for participating in your government. Thank you and have a good night.